We are coming to you live via Facebook is streaming, YouTube is streaming, and also via Skype. Each one of you is welcome to this live streaming wherever you are from our studios in Trinidad. Sutras of Vigyan Bhairav Tantra. Who created this world? Who knows? We only imagine. I have spoken yesterday on certain aspects of enlightenment. I will continue a little bit again on that. Enlightenment is the concept that has been introduced by Gautam Buddha. Hindus, Christians, Muslims do not have that understanding, that concept. A Hindu priest is known as Pandit. A Christian priest is known as priest, and the Muslim as Maulana or Maulvi. We are living in the Western world, so the word priest is used to define all these, the Hindu priest, the Muslim priest, the Christian priest at times. You cannot say a Muslim Pandit in place of Maulana or Maulvi. You cannot say a Maulana Pandit for a Hindu priest. But the word priest can be used to explain a Hindu priest. This term we use in the Western world. In India, we use father or priest for a Christian priest. For Hindu, we use Pandit or some other. Muslim, we use Maulana or Maulvi. No other word is accepted. But you will not find a Hindu enlightened or a Muslim enlightened or Christian enlightened. The very word enlightenment means you are one with existence. You are no more defined by the religion. It is a different matter. You can follow certain pattern. Like when you become enlightened, it does not mean that you have to live, you have to turn vegetarian, or you have to change your religion. Nothing. That has absolutely nothing to do with enlightenment. Enlightenment means a particular way of understanding, a particular kind of a relationship, a communion with the existence. The same you commune with the others. For an enlightened one, the first criteria is you are a human being. When you were born, what was more important? You have breaths, but no name, no identity. You didn't have any name, you didn't have any identity. At the time of death, you have no breath, but you have a name and identity. What is very important is the breaths. Breath connects you with all that is. It connects you with the existence. It connects you with the other. Then you realize that you are dissolving in the other is dissolving into you. The trees breathe out oxygen. You breathe in, you breathe out carbon dioxide. Trees take that. The only Bodhi tree is the one that exhales, and during the night, the trees exhale the carbon dioxide. But Bodhi tree is the one, in the night, it emits, exhales oxygen. When I was growing, the house that we had in the middle, the two sides were the rooms. In the middle, there was an open space, and there was a huge Bodhi tree in the yard, and its shadow used to be. So we used to sleep under that tree. It is normally said, do not sleep in the night under the tree. But under the Bodhi tree, you can sleep in the night. It emits oxygen. And it was a huge tree. It used to cover almost the entire space. So breeze used to be blowing. So it was comfortable during the winter season. So enlightenment is nothing to do. You will hear Maulana is a Muslim priest. A priest is a Christian missionary, or a Pandit is a Hindu priest. But there is no Hindu enlightened or Christian enlightened or Buddhist enlightened. Enlightenment is just enlightenment, oneness, and living with that. The same thing happens when you enter into, this is one of the questions, why the love becomes impossible between man and a woman. It becomes impossible because of certain reasons. I will take this. This will take us some time to explain. So I will take it another time. But today, who knows who created this world? I have heard there was a boat that was hauled on the bank of a river. It was not anchored. It was simply hauled. So there were 4 turtles. They saw an empty boat. All of them jumped into the boat. With their jumping, the boat shook, and the push that it took, with 4 turtles jumping with a force, the boat began to sail. They were very happy that the boat is sailing. Now a philosophical question arose: who is sailing the boat? Each one of the turtles said, I am not sailing the boat. Then who is sailing the boat? One of the turtles said, it is the river that is sailing the boat. It is the river that is taking the boat. Can't you see it? There is a stream of the river that alone is moving the boat. So this was the first answer of the turtle. The second said, are you mad or what? It is the wind that is sailing the boat. It is the wind that is sailing the boat. Now the argument began. The third said, this is all illusion. Maybe he was a greater philosopher. This is illusion. Neither the river is sailing the boat, not the air. Nobody is sailing the boat and nobody is going anywhere. This is all dream-like. We are asleep. We are all dreaming that we jumped into the boat started sailing. The first one said it is the river that is moving the boat. The second said it is the wind that is moving the boat. The third said, you are all illusioned. We are dreaming. We are in a dream state. So probably he was a greater philosopher. But there was a fourth one who remained silent. So all the three looked towards him with curiosity and said, why are you silent? Why you don't want to speak anything? Speak. He simply said, I know nothing. I do not know who is sailing the boat, the river, the wind, or we are in dream. I do not know. Hearing him, the three who were fighting among one another became joined one another. And all the three together attacked the fourth one, pushed him out of the boat into the river. The similar incident happened. Buddha was sitting, Anand was around. A man came and he said, my Lord, I am a believer of God. I am a believer of God. What do you say? Buddha said, there is no God. There is no God. So that man went. Another one came and he said, I am an atheist. I know you don't believe in God. What do you say? So Buddha said, there is only God and nothing else. Wherever you see, there is God. So that man also went. The third one came. Buddha was sitting. He came and he said, Bhagwan, I know nothing. There are people who say there is God. Half of the world is divided into the knower and half of the world is divided into atheist. I do not know, but I know you are the knower. Please explain to me, what is it? Buddha said, sit down in meditation, close your eyes, and after that the man opened his eyes. He bowed down to Buddha. Now this was a riddle for Anand. Anand said, Bhagwan, the question was one. The first one was a believer of God. You told him that there is no God. The second one was atheist, and you told him there is God. Who else could be there except God? And the third one, you told him to sit down in meditation. What is all this about? Buddha said the first one, he was not interested in knowing. He was simply interested in carrying on his business, that I am a believer of God and Buddha also is a believer of God. So you get the confirmation from Buddha. Yes, Buddha says that there is only God. Buddha is believer of God also. So he was not interested in knowing. He was simply interested in continuing his business. The second one was an atheist, and he also wanted my confirmation that I will confirm that there is no God. So I have to break his illusion as well. The third one was innocent. The first two was cunnings. One a believer, the other one was non-believer. The third one was innocent. He said, I know nothing, so I have come to you to know. That's why he got the experience. So the three who were fighting among one another, the first one said it is the river stream that is sailing the boat. The other said, no, it is wrong. It is the wind that is sailing the boat. The third said, you are all illusioned. You are all in know nothing. We are all in dreams. And we are dreaming that our boat is moving. Neither the river is sailing nor the wind. The fourth one was silent. He said, I do not know whether it is the river sailing or the wind sailing, or we are in dream state. So they found that this man is pretending to be the wiser. So all the three who were fighting among themselves joined hands together, and they were three against one. So the three pushed this fourth one out of the boat and threw him in the water. That man only said, that turtle only said that I do not know anything. Who is sailing the boat? He talked about a deeper experience. Deeper experience. Who knows who is sailing the boat? Are you sure that wind is sailing the boat, or the river is sailing the boat, or you are in dream? How certain you are? The sages of the Upanishad, Vedas said, who made this world? Who knows? All the religions said in the beginning there was a word and God created the world. That's all goes on. It is said. But are you sure about it? Theory of evolution says that the world came into existence through a Big Bang theory. Who made this world? Who knows? Who will say it? Who knows it? Maybe the one who made it. One who made it, maybe he knows. Maybe he may not know. This is a unique statement. Only the one who made it, maybe he may know, maybe he may not know. But the reality is, after making something, you come to know something. It is not so. A sculpturist makes a sculpture. What does it explain? You ask him. You ask the sculpturist. He will simply say, a thought arose in me. Where this came from, I know not. Now it has captured me. That thought, that feeling, catch hold of me by the noose, and I was forced to make this sculpture. How it came, who made it? I was simply an instrument. You ask a poet, you ask Mirza Ghalib, how did you compose? In one of the compositions, Mirza Ghalib very beautifully says, आते हैं ये मज़ामी ख्याल में गैब से, गालिब शरीर खामा नवाए शरोज है. These thoughts come from an unknown source. I have no control over it. In a particular state of awareness, when your internet is working at the highest speed, only then you can hear the message clearly. There in internet there is an upload speed and download speed. I am speaking. You are listening to it through your internet system. If there is a distortion, the connection, it will be said the connection is not strong enough. So I have to reconnect myself. So the download speed and upload speed is equally the same. So when this thought आते हैं मज़ामी ख्याल में गैब से, गैब means that realm which is unknown and unknowable. You are connected to that realm. And when you are connected to that realm, the thought comes in. Now, if you have an unlimited data, your internet is open 24 hours. You are always 24 hours connected to that internet through that realm where everything is stored. At times in the beginning, we used to have the internet for certain number of hours. In the beginning, I used to have the internet for 20 hours. The package was 20 hours, not unlimited. So when I need to work, then I will put on the internet, use it and make sure that it does not exceed the 20 hours for the month. Now you are open to internet 24 hours. Your laptop, your smartphones all remain connected to internet 24 hours. So the message is being continuously received. So आते हैं मज़ामी ख्याल में गैब से, गालिब नवाए शरोज शरीर खामा है. And the sound that you are hearing when the pen moves on the paper, it is the sound of that angel who speaks through me. So you ask a poet, who has composed this song? I had told you the example of Robert Browning. He said, when I wrote this poem, I and God knew the meaning. This is written in Barrett's of Wimpole Street, a dialogue between Elizabeth Barrett, and then finally she married to Robert Browning, so she became Elizabeth Barrett Browning and Robert Browning. When I wrote this poem, I and God knew the meaning, now only God does. At times when you have composed something, you are struck dumb. How this happened through you? Does it not happen when you write something? But you are not vulnerable to this. So, who composed this song? It happened through you. It happened through you. Your internet was connected to the Alam-e-Ghaib, to that unknown and unknowable realm. All of a sudden, the words start flowing. Vivekananda, when he was speaking in Parliament of Religions on 11th of September 1893 on the bank of Lake Michigan in Chicago. Afterwards, Nivedita, who was Margaret Noble, asked Swamiji when he was speaking in the Parliament of Religions, it appeared that the rays of light were emitting out of your being. If you had asked us to plunge into the sea, we would have done it without a second thought. Vivekananda responded, Nivedita, you have understood the truth. When I was speaking in the Parliament of Religions, the words were mine, the voice was mine, but the force behind my voice was of that haggard man. The words were mine, the voice was mine, sometimes even the punctuation was mine, but the force behind my voice was of that haggard man. मेरे दिल को दिल न समझो, मेरी जान को जान न समझो, कोई और बोलता है, मेरी जुबान समझो. मेरे दिल को दिल न समझो, do not consider my heart to be my heart. Do not consider my being to be my being. Someone else speaks through me. Someone is speaking. Through your internet, you are connected to me. Who is speaking? I am speaking through your internet. Those who know, they will certainly say that I do not know. And those who do not know, they will certainly say that I know. Those who do not know, they say, I wrote this poem. Those who know, they will simply say that it happened through me. And when you say, I wrote this, it is to cover your ignorance. The three turtles were fighting among one another, who were fighting among one another. Their dispute, their argument finished all of a sudden when the fourth turtle said, remained silent, quiet, and said, I do not know. Who knows? Their anger knew no limits. They thought that he is pretending to be a great mystic, a very wise man. That is why he is talking of so much of wisdom. Saying that I do not know and nobody knows, so they threw him in the water out of the boat. Whenever truth is spoken, then remaining turtles threw him out. Truth is never accepted, never acknowledged. From earlier, you have taken it for granted that God created the world. You have been told this under a certain conspiracy. You have been told that God created the world. You have to understand this in an allegory. You come to meditation, you join. When I visit your place, there is a particular place where we all have meditation session going on. So everyone comes out of his room. You come downstairs. Someone else comes in. So all of you coming in your own way, in a physical form, in a bodiless, the bodied state. Now, in order to attend to this session, you are in your bedroom. You come out of your bedroom, go to your place where this computer facility is available. You go in your body. In your body. Without the body, you cannot come to attend to this session. Then what happens? When the session begins, you become unaware of the body consciousness. You enter into another state of meditativeness. As the talk begins, each one of you comes out of your room to your office, wherever the computer facility is. You come in your full body consciousness. You will not come in any other way. And when you sit down there, in front of the computer where this live streaming is happening. Slowly and slowly you start forgetting the body and you start entering into the bodiless consciousness. You start entering in the state of meditation. This is what happened in Miraj Sharif to Holy Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. He had to go from the place where he was living to Mount Tur, where the meditation, the communion is to take place between him and Allah. He went in body. When he reached there, the body became irrelevant. Body was taking you from one place to another. Now take you into the communion with Allah. You have to transcend the body. You have to transcend the body, just as you can come out of your bedroom to the office walking. You will come walking, whether you are riding the horse. Some of you, when I come to Washington, then you come from your own city by air or any other method. So you come in the walking, traveling. And then when you reach, you transcend the bodily consciousness, you enter into a different realm. That's where the communion happens. But for that communion to happen, you have to come out of your room walking to reach to the office. This is what happens. Whosoever Nanak and drowned in the river, it takes for death to complete, it takes 3 days minimum. Hindus talk about the 10th day and the 13th day ceremony. Muslims talk about 40 days ceremony, so on and so forth. But minimum it takes 3 days. So when Nanak drowned in the river, ego vanished. Ego died, and for ego to die, the process has to take 3 days minimum. That's why in the story there is a 3 days disappearance of Nanak in the river, and 3 days after he emerged as godly, a different being. He emerged enlightened. Ek Onkar Satnam. So whenever truth is spoken, like the other turtles, you throw the one out of the boat into the river. Truth is never accepted, because you have already assumed things to happen in a particular way, and that's why you remain deprived of truth. And the moment truth dawns, you become silent. All the disturbance that were plaguing your body vanishes. Whether it is the disturbance of sex, lust, greed, anything that calms down, you enter into another realm. Before that, you have considered life in a particular way. The moment you experience truth, whatever way be the experience of truth, experience of oneness, after that you enter into a different realm. Your life moves totally different. When you are around a master, come empty. If you want to full something, you want to go. When we were small, we used to go to a dairy farm where the man had many cows and buffaloes. He will milk them and distribute the milk. We have to go with empty containers to collect the milk from there. So when you come to the master, You have to come with your empty containers, not your preconceived ideas, conditionings, thoughts that God created the world. Do you know about it? Or whoever you have heard it from, does he know about it? You have to come empty of thoughts, empty everything, only then. So in the beginning, sometimes it happens, you come with something slowly and slowly in the communion of the Master. All those that was unnecessary start disappearing, vanishing. The outer dimensions start falling. That has been covering your consciousness starts falling slowly and slowly. You are around me. When you are around a Master, put aside all your knowing. If you come to the Master knowing, this is what the parable of Hazrat Shah Bahauddin Naqshband Razillah Ta'ala is. A man comes, he had been to this man, that one. A woman comes to Hazrat Imam Zafar Sadiq. He said, I have been to this master and that master. Each time I change from one master to another, I learned something, I gained experience. Now what do you have to say? So Imam Zafar tells her that, woman, go home. In 3 days' time, I will send my response to you. The woman waited. The third day, a man came with a packet from Imam, and the packet had a bottle that has the 3 colors of sand: white, red, and black, and separated by cotton wadding. It was a piece of paper on which written, woman, remove the wadding, shake the bottle. This is what you have become, a mass of confusion. Whatever is your understanding, drown it in the river before you come. Slowly and slowly listening to the Master, something will start calming in you. Maybe you don't have to do anything. Maybe listening to him, a new meaning arises in you. You start feeling fulfilled. Something, a fulfillment that you have never experienced in life before. There is no reason, no obstruction. If you come with your identity that I am this, I am that, then you are saving yourself. You are listening, but you are holding on to your principles. That is what happens when people are listening. There are people who say that when I am speaking on Nanak, so all the people who are following the path of Nanak, they listen because they find something interesting. When I am speaking on Sufi path, those who following that path, they find this interesting. So on and so forth. You listen to me with the filter of your own mind, your own understanding. Maybe sometimes in certain moments when you are caught, a word may enter you unknowingly to you, and that will start making grooves in your consciousness. Maybe this is what communion is. You are empty. You have come to the Master. You are absorbing the Master, whatever he is saying. You are not focusing on the words. Instead, the gaps between the words. The real music is not in the notes, but the gaps that music creates in your consciousness. The music is in the silence. That's why when you start falling in the gaps, music starts creating, weaving into you. You become aware of the gaps between the two. Something gets calm in you. And that is what music must lead to silence. Music must lead to silence. Buddha said, one meaningful word, one meaningful stanza, one meaningful sentence is far better than 1,000 stanzas, 1,000 words. A meaningful word is better than entire composition. Only this much for this morning. Until we meet again, take care and do have a pleasant day.